All right, y'all. So it's damn cold. Damn cold. It's supposed to be 65 today. I don't think it ever made it. I don't know if it even made it past 50 ever. Anyways, I'm going on a walk. And while I'm walking with Yessenia, I want to talk about this Renuncia, this documentary. When we were applying for grants, which we haven't gotten any word from any grants yet, but when we applied to them, one thing that they made us consider is what connection we had to the story. And something that was really important to them was that the connection from the filmmaker to the story made sense. And so I want to talk about that. So basically, when I moved from Philly to Puerto Rico to live with Pia, I went to go move with her in 2019. Now, after I bought all the tickets, all of that stuff, was when the chats for Ricky Rosselló got leaked. And so while I was couch surfing at Eddie's place, my friend Eddie, while we were watching these protests sort of unfold, we were wondering if this protest would affect our trip and also how it would affect the island. Everything seemed kind of up in the air at the time because a protest this large, I don't know, it's just not unheard of, not at all unheard of, but for as many days as it went, it's pretty intense. So anyways, when I arrived to Puerto Rico to go live with Pia, it was shortly after Rosselló renounced his seat for governor. And Pia was in a band called Ife, and there was a drummer and a singer in the band Ife named Beto that was also really good friends with Pia. I had met him a few times in Philly, and we got the wonderful opportunity to not only take a bata class with him, which he's a wonderful, wonderful percussionist and teacher, but he's also a wonderful and amazing leader of people. Eddie and I, when we were doing our research, we researched mostly scenic places, rivers and waterfalls and beaches that we can go to. But once the protests started happening, we realized that maybe this trip can be a little bit bigger than going to the island of paradise and, highlighting it as that, a place of paradise, because as anybody who knows a Puerto Rican or is Puerto Rican knows that the politics on the island are forever complicated. It's not just beaches and resorts and all of that. It's people living through some really rough oppression for a very, very long time. And we wanted to highlight that, and we wanted to tell their story. And we got this wonderful, wonderful, amazing opportunity to interview Beto, who has agreed to be a part of this. And when we interviewed him, the quality of it was not, I think, as good as it could have been for somebody of that caliber. So we want to get another shot at this, and this is why we are doing this fundraiser to raise money. We have an amazing, amazing photographer named Jochi Melero that has given his consent to be a part of this project. And I got this unheard of opportunity to see his studio and to be in his space and to get pretty much a photography lesson from one of the most prolific and important photographers in Puerto Rico, living and probably even in history. And he has decided that he wants to be a part of this project. And I will link in my bio, if you're on Instagram, or just in the description if it's on YouTube, a link to his work and to his website, because if you don't know who Jochi Melero is, you should. Just like Beto Torrens, he's a wonderful and amazing leader that I hope you all get a chance to experience. So with that being said, this connection is not only deep for me because Puerto Rico is where my mother and my father were born, but it's also a place where I feel really connected to. I mean, I've only lived there for 3 months in La Pela when I was with Pia, but it was an incredibly deepening and profound experience for me. And me being of the diaspora, me being from the United States, I feel in a lot of ways that it's not something only that I want to do, but it's something that maybe I should do. You know, not that they can't do it themselves. Of course they can. Hochi is a very capable filmmaker. They can all do this themselves. But the fact that they entrusted me with creating this and raising these funds is not something I take lightly, and it's something that I really hope and pray that we can get and finish, because I think their story deserves it. Not only Beto's story, but there's other leaders of this revolution that deserve their story to be told. In a time right now where there's political unrest everywhere in the world, this protest not only was peaceful, but was successful. They forced him to resign after 8 days of straight of protest. And Beto was there often, you know, surrounded by people, you know, because he's a teacher, el maestro, you know what I mean? He's a teacher, so he was there and leading drummers and singers and marches and chants. And hearing him tell the story in 2019 was phenomenal. And I've been working, you know, COVID obviously forced a lot of people to slow their plans down, and myself included. And I've been working and diligently and passionately to try to get this project off the ground. And I am certain and confident that now that things are starting to open up and people want to go out, that now is the right time to start fundraising. And now is the right time to start going out and saying it to the world that I want to do this documentary, that I want to do this documentary to tell my friends' stories and to tell the story of people that I respect highly. And it would be a grand, grand honor for me to be able to be in Puerto Rico directing some of the greatest and most influential artists that I've ever met personally. And I want to thank you all for listening and watching and being a part of this journey. And I hope not only are you going to be a watcher and a viewer, but you're going to be an active participant of this documentary, because you can make this happen as well. You know, I'm going to do my best to raise funds, as much funds as I can with my team, but I'm going to need help. And, you know, I think for you guys that are still watching, this will be something that would be meaningful for you all. I think if we get this done, which I'm very confident that we will, I think this will be a very meaningful experience for everybody involved. Anyways, I've been talking a lot, and the sun's coming down. Can you see it? It's really beautiful. And I just wanted to say I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Y'all are beautiful.